Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome. On Monday last week, I made buffalo chicken or buffalo ranch chicken, and you just start by putting 2 or 3 chicken breasts in your pressure cooker, almost a whole container of buffalo sauce and a packet of ranch, and you cook it for 25 minutes at high pressure, or you can do it in your slow cooker for 6 hours. And then once it's done, you just shred it up, and we put it over nachos with some cheese. I didn't actually get a video or a picture of that at the end, but that's what we do with it, is make nachos. You can also do burritos or tacos, or sure, you can put it over rice. And on Tuesday, I made crab cakes. You're going to start with 2 4-ounce cans of lump crab meat. And make sure you drain it well too beforehand. I had too much water in there, so I had to dump it again. 1 large egg. About 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley. A tablespoon of mayonnaise. 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, about half a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, about half a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. I didn't have any fresh celery to put in this, so I put celery salt, and then a tablespoon of Old Bay seasoning, and a half a cup of panko. Mix it up really well, and then you're going to stick it in the fridge for an hour, and it will help the patties form and them not fall apart. Then you're going to either melt some butter, some oil, whatever you prefer, in a pan. Make the patties, cook them for about 4 minutes on each side. I served mine with fries. Today I made marinated Greek chicken legs and sides. You're going to start with about 3/4 of a cup actually of plain yogurt. About 1/4 of a bunch of fresh parsley chopped up. 2 tablespoons of whatever oil of your choice. I was using avocado right here, but you can use olive oil, whichever one you want or have. A tablespoon of lemon juice. Half a tablespoon of salt. Half a tablespoon of pepper. And then a tablespoon of minced garlic, and mix it up really well. You're going to place the chicken legs in the bag and then just kind of massage it and make sure they're really covered up in the marinade. And then once it's done marinating, you're just gonna take it all out and put it in a baking pan and stick it in the oven. This turned out really good. I haven't made this in a few years, but I used to make it often. I kind of remember why we loved it. And while that was cooking, I started on my homemade naan bread, which I had never done before. You're going to start by activating your yeast and mixing 2 teaspoons of yeast, a teaspoon of sugar, and a half a cup of warm water, and letting it sit. And then in my stand mixer, I mixed up 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 1/4 of a cup of plain yogurt, 1 egg, a half teaspoon of salt, and 3 cups of flour. you should look like this so you know it's live and gonna work. Then I mix that in. It is ready. You're gonna break it up into like 7 or 8 pieces. I can't remember what I ended up. Oh, 7, I see now. And just kind of mash it down with your hands and make something like similar to this. And you're gonna cook it for it's about 3 minutes on each side. And you're also going to brush each side with butter that I also put minced garlic into, and it was really good. Beautiful and so good. That was my first time doing that, and we loved it. I served it with some hummus and saffron rice. And on Thursday, I made Italian pesto sliders with homemade pesto, which I will link that down below so you can see what I followed. You're going to start by getting a baking dish and putting the bottom half of your sliders into it. I use the Hawaiian sweet rolls and have to cut it myself, but I'm pretty sure there's some that are already cut. And you're going to top it with the pesto. And then you're going to put sliced turkey on it. Set them out just until you feel like you've got enough on there. And typically you would use like on the vine tomatoes, but I didn't have any, and I had some cherry tomatoes I needed to use, so I just sliced them up into thirds, and it turned out really good too. Top it with mozzarella cheese, and you're gonna brush the tops with a Italian seasoning and butter mixture. And once they are ready, I use my pizza cutter to cut mine up. It makes my life a lot easier. And I just served it with random chips that we had open that we needed to use. On Friday, I made salsa chicken tacos and homemade spinach rice, which is a family favorite around here. Let's start with 2 or 3 chicken breasts, a packet of taco seasoning, and a jar of salsa. And you're going to put it in your pressure cooker for 25 minutes on high, or slow cooker on low for 6 to 8 hours. I've done either way, and they both turned out great. I forgot to put it on earlier in the day, so I didn't have a choice but to do it the quick way. And then you're just going to shred it up. Spanish rice. I boiled 4 cups of either chicken broth. I was out of them, so I had to use, I used about 4 cups, and then 2 cups of rice, some minced onion, cumin, and chili powder. I don't actually measure it, but maybe a couple teaspoons of both. And then a can of diced tomatoes, and you're just gonna cover it and let it simmer on low for about 20-25 minutes. and it came out perfectly. I just served the chicken with corn tortillas with some cheese and sour cream with this rice on the side. And like I said, it's a family favorite of ours. We eat it pretty often. It's always a hit. And thank you so much for watching my video. Come back every Sunday at 2 and I will have weekly meals posted along with some grocery hauls and random things in between.